up? It's Brittany. I am back to give you guys this video that you guys have been waiting for. Some of you know what it is, some of you might not. If you don't have me on Snapchat, then you don't know what it is. So, do you guys notice anything different? As some of you do know, I've been talking about getting my Gap closed, and I finally went ahead and did it. I am super happy, and I'm just going to give you guys a little background first about my history with my Gap, and then I'm going to go in and give you guys information about the procedure, the price, the location, and all of that good stuff about exactly what I got done. So I had my Gap like all my life. I've had a Gap. My Gap was not that big. It was pretty much on the small side, not like super noticeable. I'm going to insert the video showing you guys my Gap right before I went into the doctor's office to close it. So that is how my Gap looked. It was not super duper big. It was pretty much on the smaller side. I only really started to notice it about like a year now, and the only reason I really started to notice it because I became more consistent on YouTube. And when you're on YouTube, when you're filming yourself, you're always in front of a camera, you're always on video, and you see yourself a lot and you notice like every little thing about yourself. So that's the only reason I really started to notice it more, because I was on camera more. I never had a problem with it. I never really noticed it until now. So for the past couple months, I've been telling you guys on Snapchat how I wanted to get it closed. So one day I randomly just decided to Google what are some ways to close a Gap without getting braces, because I was like, there has to be some other way instead of getting braces. So I Googled that, and it gave me a couple different ways to close it. Some of the ways were veneers and Invisalign, and obviously braces. I did not want to go with Invisalign or veneers because, well, first I did not want to go with braces because in the past I've talked to my dentist about that, and he himself has always told me like, you do not need braces. So that's one main reason. And I never went with Invisalign or veneers because Invisalign, for one, I really don't want to have to wait like 3 months or so for my teeth to close. And I really don't want to have to pay that like $3,000 for Invisalign. And as far as veneers, I do not feel like that is necessary to get veneers. I feel like that's a little bit on the extra side. I do not have a problem with my overall teeth. It was only the Gap that bothered me. I actually love my teeth. It's just the Gap that was the problem. So veneers was just, it's not necessary to me to pay all that money. And I feel like I'm only 21. I don't need anything like that. Maybe later on down the road when my teeth has done some aging, then yes, I might look into veneers. But as far as right now, I do not feel like that is necessary. So yeah, that's the reason I did not go with those options. The other option that I found out about and that I went with is dental bonding. Dental bonding is pretty much a procedure where they take this tooth colored, I think it's called resin. I think that's the, I don't know if that's the proper term, resin or resonant, I don't know, but it's like tooth color material, and they basically put it onto your teeth and harden it, and then they shape it into your tooth shape. So it's like basically adding on to your teeth. So dental bonding is pretty much something that a lot of people with gaps go ahead and do. It's a quick and easy procedure to go ahead and close your gap. So after I found out about dental bonding, I went ahead and did my research, because I'm the type of person, I love to do research, especially when I want to do something and like the term is pretty much new to me. I always go ahead and do like a very deep research, because I want to know everything about it. I want to know how it's done. I want to see before and after pictures, and I want to read people's stories from people who have got it done already. So that's what I did for pretty much like a whole month before I decided I wanted to go ahead and do it. So after doing my research, I went ahead and I started to look into a couple dentist locations around my area, and I went to like 2 places and to find out their price, and their price was a little bit much for me, because when I was doing my research, I did go ahead and look at like different places and look at the prices that different people have paid who have got it done. So I got an idea of a reasonable price that I should pay. So when I went to these places and I heard their price, it was kind of like, okay, their price is a little bit much. And for me, I just felt like I didn't want to pay too much extra because my gap wasn't seriously big. If my gap was like on a big side, then I would possibly have paid the money that they were asking for. But because it wasn't that big, I did not feel like I need to go pay all this money to get it done. So after looking into like 2 places and their price was just like too over the top, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to look somewhere else. But then it kind of hit me one day, and I don't know why I didn't think about this at first. It hit me that I have a dentist that I regularly go to, that I've been going to since I was like probably 14 or so, and I don't know why I did not think about finding out from them if they do it. So it kind of hit me one day. So I was like, wait a minute, let me call them and find out if they do it. And the girl was pretty much like, yeah, they do it, but she couldn't give me a price over the phone. I'm not sure why. So either way, that wasn't really bad because we had like a yearly exam. I don't know if it's yearly or monthly or whatever, but we had like a cleaning appointment that we were due for. And so we ended up scheduling our cleaning appointment, and when I went for the cleaning, that is when I asked them about it. But let me tell you guys about that appointment. I was super annoyed because when I went there for that appointment, as soon as I went inside to get the cleaning, I asked the lady who was cleaning my teeth about it. When we were done, I believe, I asked her, do they do dental bonding and what are their prices? And she pissed me off because as soon as I asked her, she was like, oh, what you need is Invisalign. It costs $3,000, or you can do veneers. It's a little bit more pricey, but that's what you need, Invisalign or veneers. And I was just like, really? Not once did she answer my question about the dental bonding at all. Did not even give me a price or anything like that. Just immediately was like, no, you need Invisalign, you need veneers. And I was just like, wow. After that, I was like, you know, I'm not going to ask her anything else. So when I left out that appointment, my mother was going in next. So I had told her what had happened. And that is when she had told me that the lady who was cleaning my teeth is not the dentist. So that is what I did not know. I wasn't aware that the lady who was cleaning my teeth is not a dentist. I thought that she was a dentist, but she's not. So when my mother went in, she was going to see the dentist himself because she had to do a procedure. So when she went inside, she asked the dentist about it, and she even told him what had just happened with me and the other lady. And he was upset because he was like, she was not supposed to do that. If I asked a question like that, she was supposed to take me to him so that he can answer that question and give me a quote. He was so upset that she answered my question like that and immediately threw me at Invisalign, like in her opinion, giving her opinion that I needed Invisalign, because that was very, very rude of her. So when my mom was in the appointment, she basically showed him a picture of myself and a picture of my gap, and he told her what the pricing would be. And when she came out, that is when she told me. So like a couple weeks later, I scheduled another appointment so that I can get it done. When I called them, the lady at the desk, I told her what I was getting done, and she said, okay, your appointment is for this day, blah blah blah. I come to the dentist's office that day, and when I go in, he's like, I think there was a mistake because I was looking at your x-rays and it doesn't look like you need what you said you was gonna get done. So I was like, huh? He was like, the girl at the desk put me in for a filling when I told her on the phone that I was gonna be getting dental bonding done, but I guess she wrote down fill-in. So the appointment was only for 30 minutes, and a dental bonding appointment would need at least like an hour. So that appointment was only for 30 minutes, and he was not even aware that that is what I wanted to get done because she put in the wrong information. So basically that appointment, we just spent talking about dental bonding and the way that he will be doing it and stuff like that. That day he basically broke down all the pros and the cons of dental bonding to me, and one thing I really liked is the way that he like described getting dental bonding. He basically described it as like a trial. He was like, you can get dental bonding done and not be completely in love with it, and use that as a trial to see how your teeth would look if you decide later on that you want to get veneers. Or you can get dental bonding done and you can fall in love with it and decide that is what you want to keep and not go ahead and get veneers done. So I really love that idea because I was like, yes, that's exactly how I think about it. It's like a trial. So he also was like, yeah, he don't feel like I need veneers or Invisalign or anything like that. What I need is a simple dental bonding to just get this one little thing fixed, and that is it. And another thing that I talked about in that appointment with him was whitening, and I'm going to talk about this now because a lot of people have been asking me, everybody that I show my teeth to, that I tell them what I just did, the first thing they ask me is, did I get my teeth whitened? And the answer to that is no, I did not get my teeth whitened at all. Actually, in that appointment when we talked about the dental bonding, I actually asked him about whitening, and he was like, he really don't feel like I need to get my teeth whitened either, because he went and took out the color chart for your teeth and he matched my teeth color. So my teeth color is A2, and that is also on the normal side, the average side for like every person. So he did not recommend me getting my teeth whitened, and he said it was basically up to me if I wanted to do that or not. So I decided to not do that because I just didn't feel like it was necessary. So when I was leaving that appointment, he basically told me, when I'm leaving, just let the lady at the desk know that I want to schedule an appointment for an hour. And that is what I did when I left. I let her know that, so she scheduled my appointment for the next week. So at that point, I was like super duper excited because I was finally going to be getting it done. And he also told me the pricing that day at that appointment, so that when I come the next time, I would know exactly what I would be paying. So he told me that it would be $200 per tooth. So I paid in all $400 to get this done, which is not bad at all. Not bad, because the places that I went to before, one place told me $700 and one place told me $900 like total, and I was just like, no, ain't no way I'm paying that much for this small gap. So when I went back in now for the official appointment, as soon as I got in there, the dentist had everything set up on the table. The first thing he told me was that he's gonna have to numb my gum, and then he was doing something with like a plastic, it was like a plastic tooth shaped thing that he kept like trying on to my teeth, like seeing if it fits my teeth, and he kept cutting stuff off. He was doing that for about 10-15 minutes. I don't know what it was, because when we actually started, he didn't use it again during the whole appointment, so I don't know exactly what it was. But I don't know if he changed his mind about using it, because I know after he finished doing that for like 10-15 minutes, he told me, oh, I'm not gonna have to numb your gum again. So I was like, okay. I was super happy, because you know, you never want you never want your gum to get numb, because it's just a bad feeling when you're done. That's when he told me he's not gonna have to numb my gum. I was like, okay. And then that is when we got started. The whole procedure took about 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know exactly because I didn't check the time, but I know it was about an hour. And it was pretty fast, and you don't really notice the time, especially because I was listening to music. I had my headphones in, so I was listening to music while he was doing it so that I could like take my mind off of it. There was only a couple things that was uncomfortable. The first thing that was uncomfortable was the fact that you had to be laying there with your mouth wide open for like a whole hour, and he did put like those cotton stuff, those long silicone looking cotton things under my gum to keep my lip from touching my teeth while he was doing it. So I was basically laying down with like straight back like this, with my mouth wide open for a whole hour. You know your mouth produces like saliva and stuff. So at some points it got really uncomfortable because I felt like I was drowning on my spit. Because you guys know they have that thing that sucks up your spit, that they usually just let it sit in your mouth. He didn't let that sit in my mouth like the whole hour that I was there. He did end up taking it out. So it was like basically up to me to like control my spit, and like, so at some points when I started to like panic, I would feel like I'm drowning on my spit, or my spit is like choking me. And then I had to like remind myself to like relax. And that was like a little bit uncomfortable, feeling like you're drowning on your own spit. And another point that was very uncomfortable was when he was pulling on my teeth. This was like close to the end when we was like almost done. Like literally I think we was this was right before he started shaping my teeth, like cutting off the excess material. Right before that, there's a piece of tape that they put in the middle where your space would be. And so he put the tape there, like I think it was there the whole like procedure. But right before he started shaping it, he took the tape and he started pulling the tape to one side while his assistant took the blue light. The blue light is what hardens the material, and she took the blue light while he was pulling on it to harden, make sure everything was hard. But it was very uncomfortable the way he was pulling, because it really feels like someone is pulling extremely hard on your teeth. Like, it is very, I wouldn't say painful, but it's very close to pain, but very uncomfortable. He did it on this side, and then he did it on that side for that teeth. And that part was like, oh my gosh. Low-key gave me a headache, because I usually get headaches. So that really gave me like a minor headache, him pulling on my teeth like that. And the third time that it got uncomfortable was when he was shaping the teeth. And to describe them shaping the teeth is kind of like when you go to get your nails done, and after they put on the acrylic and stuff, and they have the little machines that they use to shape your nails. That's basically what it's like when they're shaping your teeth. He's using different tools like that to like cut off the excess material and to shape it into your teeth and then smooth it out and stuff. So at one point, I don't know exactly what he was doing, if he was smoothing it or what, I started to get pain in my teeth. Like when he would have the tool, whatever he was using, the machine, on my teeth for too long, it would be like a shot of pain, and I would jump. And at one point he asked like, oh, do it feel like it's getting hot? And yes, that's what it felt like. It felt like heat that just strike your teeth real quick. So I guess it was because he was having the machine in one place for too long, because I know that can happen with your nail. When you have the machine on one spot for too long, it can kind of like heat up. So that's basically what was happening with the machine. It was heating up, and it sent like a shot of hot pain to my teeth that made me jump. So when we were done and he showed me my teeth, I was super happy. It looked amazing. You could not even tell that there was a gap there. And I am in love with the results, and if I had to do it again, I would. So right before I left, he basically told me about some things that I need to stay away from, because the difference with this and veneers is that the material that they use to put on your teeth with veneers cannot stain, but this material can stain. That is something to keep in mind. If you do decide to go get this, it can stain. So you have to stay away from things that can stain your teeth, such as coffee, red wine, or any drink that is of a dark color, or any foods that can stain. Like for me, I know curry is one that I'm gonna have to try to stay away from. Anything with curry in it, because curry can stain. I know curry used to stain my nails really badly. So yeah, curry can stain, so I have to stay away from certain things. And yeah, and you have to try not to bite down on anything hard, because they can chip. That is another thing about it. It can chip and it can stain. So you have to try not to bite down on the wrong things, because anything too hard can make it chip. So I am like a big coffee drinker, so now I have to be very cautious of drinking coffee. Like, you can drink these things, but it's best to drink them with a straw, and to put the straw to the back of your mouth, so that once you suck up in the straw, it goes straight in your mouth and don't go forward onto your teeth. That is my little trick to drinking anything that I'm not supposed to with this. The day after I got it done, I actually forgot. So I even thought that this was going to be something easy to remember, to like not drink certain things. I was even telling my mom, like, it's going to be so easy. It's going to be super easy to remember not to drink these things. And then the next day I went to my cousin's house. She made some coffee and I started drinking the coffee. And after the first sip, I was like, damn, I was not supposed to do that. So it is hard to remember these things. Do not think that it's easy. It's really hard to remember to not eat or drink certain things. I'm not sure about other dentist office, but I know that mine's, I am covered if it does chip. At any point, I can just go back in and he will fix it. But if it does start to stain and I want to get it fixed, then I'm gonna have to pay all over again for them to do it. When it starts to change color, they will have to take off the whole thing and do the whole procedure over. But as far as chipping, they can just go back in and add on some material to it to make it look as like new. So yeah, that is what I know about my dentist, but I'm not too sure if other dentists do it that way or not, or if you have to pay for chipping too. I'm not too sure. It's been 5 days since I got it done. Yes, 5 days. So I'm kind of glad that I waited till now to do this video, because now I can tell you guys about things that I've noticed within like the past 5 days. So one thing is that as soon as I had got it done, I noticed when I was leaving that it will be uncomfortable for about the first couple of days. It's going to be very, very uncomfortable, because the back on the inside where your tongue is hitting up, it feels very, very weird, because usually when you touch your teeth with your tongue on the inside, it's like glossy, but because of the material that they put on right there is not glossy. It's kind of rough, but not too rough to make it very, very uncomfortable. It's just that the first and the second day of me having it, I just kept playing with it with my teeth. It's something that you're gonna have to try to not play with, tell yourself to not play with. It's definitely not something that they just put on and then it's gonna feel like normal. It's something that you're definitely gonna have to get used to, because like you've gone all your life with having a space and your mouth has adjusted to having a space there. So now that something is there, you will talk a little bit differently and your tongue will be hitting up on it anytime you say certain things that you used to use your gap to say, and now your gap is not there, so it's going to be weird saying certain things. So that is one thing that I've noticed, is that I do talk a little bit differently with certain things that I say, and my mouth movements are a little bit different from how it used to be, because of the space is not there anymore and my tongue keep hitting up on this thing that's like a foreign object. But it's just something that you're gonna have to definitely get used to, because there was always a space there all your life and now there's not a space there, so your mouth is definitely gonna have to adjust to it. And it's been about 5 days and I can definitely say that it does feel a lot better now. And I do feel like brushing your teeth and stuff does help with making the back feel a little bit more smoother, because it does not feel like how it felt the first and the second day of me having it. It does feel a little bit smoother now, and I don't really think about it anymore, and I don't play with it with my tongue anymore. A couple of you guys had asked me on Snapchat, can you go right ahead and start eating and doing everything and brushing your teeth like you normally would right after getting it done? Yes, as soon as you leave the dentist's office, you can go right ahead and do everything. You can go right ahead and eat, go right ahead and drink, go right ahead and brush your teeth, because once you leave the dentist's office, it will be hard like your teeth. It will be ready to go and do whatever. And the place that I went to is in Brooklyn, New York. I'm not gonna go ahead and give the exact location in the video or the description box, because the building that the dentist is in has a couple of my other doctors in there. It's like a building with a bunch of different doctors' offices, and a couple of my doctors are there, so I'm not going to give the exact location. But for anyone that is in Brooklyn, New York, that would like to get this done and would like to know the location, then you can email me and I will be happy to give you the information on the doctor and the location, but I just don't want to put it in the description box. But I am super happy with the results, and I will definitely do it again if I have to. And they do say that it has a lifespan of about 5 years, but I have read some reviews from other people who have had it in for longer than 5 years with no chipping and no change of color. And I just say it basically depends on how you take care of it. So if you take very good care of it, it can last for a very, very long time. So that is what I plan on doing, is taking very good care of it and being cautious of the things I drink and I eat, because I want it to last for a very long time. And if I do need to go get it done again, I definitely will. And I will be giving you guys an update on this. I don't know if I should do maybe a 3-month or a 6-month update, but yes, I will be doing one of those to let you guys know how it has held up and what new things that I've learned about it within those past months. But yeah, I will give you guys a 3 or a 6-month update on this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and leave any questions you guys have in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video.